Hello. Today I'm trying my first attempt at a BlackBerry phone video to post on YouTube. So this is my first one. I obviously am very lazy. I'm in bed right now and I am comfortable. It's Saturday and in order to keep it real, I'm going with life exactly the way it is right now. Exactly perfect. There is something that I want to talk about that has been on my mind that I would like to share as I've been picking up on energies right now. I know a lot of you right now are struggling to hold your frequency and hold your bandwidth, and I'd like to talk to you about this present challenge in front of us right now within duality, within the construct of there being opposites, of being good and bad, right and wrong, up and down, left and right, always having something opposite or dualistic or opposing or resisting. So, what I want to talk about today is the subject of what happens when you decide to do things for yourself, when you decide to focus on yourself, when you decide to start loving yourself, because it all comes back to self-love, acceptance, and worthiness, and understanding and allowing yourself to be worthy of anything, of abundance, of prosperity, of knowing that you are the creator, of knowing that you are the manifester, of knowing that everything around you and within you is of your own doing, and taking responsibility, taking credit for it, and not necessarily blaming yourself. So when we speak of non-judging, you will find that as you're going through bringing parts of yourself together and accepting your dark sides, accepting your light sides, accepting your power, that there will be people around you who are judging you, that there will be situations that are brought to you that cause you to get into an emotional blame drama or trauma, or kind of a blame game or a victimization role, without sounding I don't want to sound negative right now, okay? I want to just make you aware of these issues. Because as you're evolving, as you're adjusting, as you're trying to enlighten yourself and bring yourself closer to your own truth and love yourself, you will be faced with these challenges. The reason that they happen so frequently and to such a great, it's almost like you'll feel like you're being attacked, basically. It is because the emotions and the feelings that you have are two separate things. Feelings are something that are organic to you. They are created by you. They are part of your personality. They're part of your individuation in the greater scheme of Source. So you being an individual, you have your own set of DNA. You have your own imprint and signature that you carry with you as an energetic being. You have your own feelings, which no one can tell you what is right or wrong for you to feel. Emotions are a little bit different. Emotions are an outward projection of your feelings. Emotions are getting angry or displaying sadness or displaying happiness or displaying any range of emotions that we have. When we display those emotions, keep in mind that these negative forces that are currently on the planet within duality, from wherever they come from, we can talk about that on another interview. They don't have bodies like you do. They would do anything to experience. The only way for them to see and really be able to tell what affects you and what gets to you on an emotional level is how you react. So how you're displaying yourself in your projection, in your consciousness projection, in your reality. So when you display strong emotion, you have this feeling, when you display it as an emotion, it's a chink in your armor. If you're trying to really be with yourself and love yourself and not judge yourself, it can be very difficult when you have people around you eliciting this emotional reaction all the time. So it's important right now to stay neutral and detached, and to know that everything that is happening, everything has divine purpose. Everything has divine meaning within you, within your layers of reality. It is important to realize and remember that there is nobody that can, no force or no power that can take away your sovereignty of your feelings and yourself and what you know to be true, and that you need to stick to them. And that the outward display of judgment, whether it's good or bad, can be a signal or a trigger for the people around you to be able to try and bring out emotions. Emotions create basically a way in for other energies to come into your field, a way for energetic parasites to be able to attach to your etheric body and to be carried along with you. It also connects you to other people, other unintegrated emotions that are around you, and all of a sudden you're carrying other people's weight. You want to travel light right now. You don't want to be picking up other people's emotions and carrying other people's emotions. And by allowing yourself to indulge in these reactions, you're actually taking on other people's energies. One moment, I just have to turn my camera around so I can check how long this recording is. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm at 6 minutes. I'm going to keep it under 15 minutes so that I don't have to do any editing with YouTube afterwards. And hopefully this all works, because I've never done this before. But this is information that is important, and I've been inspired to share. So, again, dealing with emotions, staying neutral and detached, staying outside of judgment. Judgment occurs in two ways, good or bad. You're constantly thinking that, oh, I've realized this past life, or I've realized this experience, how it connects to my intuition, or I've realized how this brings me a greater sense or knowing of myself, or a greater way to love myself. That's really good. Or this is so good, and you're setting yourself apart and above yourself, or you're setting yourself below and not worthy of yourself. The good or the bad judgment is just as much within duality. Okay, so there's a difference between good judgments and saying, oh, I'm so good, or see, sometimes good judgment can saying, oh, this is so good, or I did this, or look at me, tends to feed the ego. So it's important that you keep yourself neutral and detached within just your source creation. Trying to use this in a language that makes sense to as many people as possible, because this is one of my challenges in this incarnation, is to be able to express myself in a way that everybody understands. So let me think for a second. When you're connecting to your heart and you're bringing your heart into your mind, and you know that certain ways of thinking and feeling and acting are completely and 100% you and right for you, there is no judgment on that. It does not mean that it's good or bad. It simply is. It simply exists. It simply is. Okay, so stay with that isness. When you get into a reaction state and you judge it as being good or bad, you're getting away from your isness. There's a difference between isness and judgment. So judgment is limiting your isness. It's saying that it's within duality, which it is right now in your perception, but if you expand your perception beyond duality and into isness, there is no judgment required, because you simply are who you are. Sorry if the camera shakes a little bit. I'm hoping that you get the message here. So these judging statements take you out of your isness. There is, however, a step beyond judging. So you're working on yourself, you're making self-realizations, you're expanding your awareness, you're expanding your consciousness. Your isness now becomes intention. when your awareness and your consciousness expands to the point of, yes, this is right for me, this is who I am, it doesn't need to be good or bad, but it then becomes intention. You can intend on things being within your reality through affirmations, through reprogramming your mindset. It takes a lot of work. You have to constantly be reprogramming yourself, reprogramming your thoughts, being aware of your thoughts so that you can adjust them and become the master of them. Realize that the electronic synapses that are coming from your senses, from your eyes, from your ears, through your sense of touch, through your sense of smell, and these senses maybe up to this point haven't been entirely truthful to you because you've been under a certain perception. So getting beyond those senses and going right into your intuition, getting to your source of connection, to the isness of the universe, to the all that is, to being connected to everything, to the unity consciousness. We need to explain more about this. One moment, I'm just going to check my time again. Actually, I'll pause this time. So we have about 4 more minutes. I have so much to say, really. I have so much to say right now. I know that sometimes in trying to connect, another thing within judgment is when we're making achievements within ourselves, so we're achieving success within ourselves, we find that connection within ourselves, we find that self-love. There's a tendency to want to really go shout it out to everybody else and to say, oh, I'm doing this, or wow, like I'm feeling this, and to really give yourself a pat on the back. It's okay to do that, just be careful with it, because the people around you that can be trying so hard as well may still be in a judgment perspective. So there could be some ego issues there that are not resolved that you're going to be reflecting back to yourself. It's a fine line between reflecting the lessons that you need to learn and bringing on psychic attacks. There's so much to talk about here, so I'm going to leave this clip as it is so that I can save it and edit it and get it onto YouTube. Hopefully it makes sense to people. I'm really trying here to go with my own intuition with the language that I should be using and the energetic signature that comes with this conversation. So thank you for tuning in, within and without, and I will continue this. Thank you.